Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing how I modeled this piece here. So this is the kind of gun and gun shield, or the canvas part of the gun shield for an M41 Walker Bulldog. I'm going to ignore the barrel, it's just kind of here for completeness, but I'm going to focus on this piece here. So the way I modeled it, I'm just going to get straight into it, is I started off with just the schematics. Whoops, I realized those were already visible. They weren't in my previous version of the recording. So schematics, and then I just kind of trace the side view here and extend it over. Same with the, oh, well that's hidden, but I do a curve, so I draw this on the front plane here, and then I project it over onto the um, extruded surface that I have over here, and I do the same thing down here for the front of the canvas. So this plane is kind of the mid plane that I always do, so I'll show that. So this here is similar, but it's the circle for the barrel. I moved this sketch in like afterwards, so it's not perfectly aligned because I actually misaligned these two, but everything seemed to work out. So I show this. It goes onto this front kind of surface that I'm not gonna. Well, actually, I might as well. So it goes onto this surface and gets projected here to kind of form the boundary. So that's how I did the front and rear boundaries of the canvas gun shield. And then what I do is I'm creating kind of the constraints. So I create another plane. This plane's on the top kind of plane. And this point is at the center of where the barrel is going to be. So that'll help me align. And that's also how I define this plane here, is being along, like intersecting that point and being parallel to the top plane. So once you have this, you have to, I'm going to kind of show this. So edit. So what I did is I drew these guide curves on those planes, so the side, the right plane and the top plane, in order to kind of define this geometry. So I have, well, first off, you do the boundary surface between this front and back, or this back and the front closed loops. And then for the guide curves, I just drew one on the right plane on the top, one on the top plane on the right, one on the right plane on the bottom, and one on the top plane on the left to kind of define this geometry. And I found that I had to go to linear in this influence type. Otherwise, when you do global, it does something slightly different and it actually has issues with intersection. But if you do linear, it changes it slightly, but it works, which is what's important. So that's kind of how I just defined this part of the shape. And then the rest of doing this, so I'll hide these, is basically just closing it up. So I just did a surface to close the front because it's planar. The back is a little bit more elaborate, but not too bad. So you've got the curve that kind of closed this up, that defined this side, which is, let's see if I have it. Well, this is what the trimmed surface looks like. So before I trimmed that, I had this piece here. And what I did is I went to surface trim and I selected the boundary on the back of the canvas, and then I just said to remove this outer section of the surface to kind of close that off. And then it's as simple as just knitting the surfaces together, how I showed in the complex tank turret or whatever I called it video, where you just create a solid and merge faces. And then you get this out of it. And then when you add the gun barrel for just to make it look nicer, it ends up like this. And I also moved it up to line up better with the schematics, but it still has the right shape. So yeah, thank you for watching.